This is ESR's fastest Qi 2.2 rated 25 watts 3-in-1 wireless charging station that not only keeps your phone cool when fast charging thanks to ESR's patented CryoBoost active cooling technology. It also comes with their proprietary Halo Lock MagSafe system, as well as provide up to 5 watts of charging for both your AirPods as well as your Apple Watch. And speaking about the Apple Watch charger, this right here is actually a removable USB-C connector that is this small, making it pocketable if you needed to only bring your Apple Watch charger with you wherever you go. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at this Qi 2.2 3-in-1 wireless charging station from ESR, talk about everything there is to know about this product, the features it offers, the things I like and dislike, and my overall thoughts. Now, as always, disclaimers first. It is not a sponsored video. However, ESR did send over this unit for review. They do not get to preview this before it is published, and everything I say is of my own opinion. With that out of the way, let's dive right in. Starting off with the unboxing, here we have the package itself. At the outer side of the box, you have some features labeled all around. Taking a look inside, we have a couple of things. Starting off with a manual, a portable Apple Watch charger that is USB-C with a handy magnetic cover for traveling, a warranty card, a USB-C to USB-C cable, a 50-watt charging brick, and finally, we have the main unit itself. That's pretty much everything that came included in the box. Now, as mentioned earlier, putting together this stock is pretty straightforward. The missing piece right here is simply to attach the watch charger, where you attach it onto the back of the charging station, and here is the final look of the charging station. Now, let's talk about the footprint and dimensions of the wireless charging station. Sitting around 8.9 by 8.9 centimeters with a height of about 17 centimeters, it is weighed at around 312 grams. The overall build quality of the unit is made from both plastic at the base and the center column being metal or aluminium. Overall looks and feels really solid. Then we have this round charging plate right here, which is the MagSafe wireless charging pad. At the top side of the pad sits a piece of glass with this logo Qi2 25 watts labeled right here, indicating that this is a Qi 2.2 rated wireless charger. Around it, there is also a thin layer of rubber at the outer ring of the MagSafe charger, which I believe is for a better grip as well as for preventing any scratches when attaching your phone onto the magnets of the wireless pad. Now, this chunk right here behind the wireless charger is ESR's patented CryoBoost technology, which utilizes a built-in fan with heat dissipating components to keep the phone cool, preventing any thermal throttling that reduces the phone's charging speeds. Right in front of the fan, there is a blue ring that lights up as soon as the fan kicks in. Now, about the fan noise, if you are concerned about it sitting on your desk introducing noise, it is actually barely audible in my opinion. But here is the ASMR of the ambient sound in my room, which I generally have my ceiling fan producing way louder fan noise compared to the charger. Here is also another comparison in an air-conditioned room with the fans turned off. Now, me being in this room, I can barely hear the fan noise at all. A good thing to know is that if you ever wanted to turn off the fan, you can do so with this button right here. Now, this only turns off the fan and light in case if you are placing this charging station beside your bed or wanting any LED lights emitting from the charging station. Then we move on to the Apple Watch charger. That is the standalone piece that we have previously plugged in at the beginning of the video. Nothing fancy here apart from the fact that this charger doubles as an independent charger for your Apple Watch via USB-C. And conveniently, it does come with a cap that magnetically attaches and detaches with a satisfying click. Perfect for storing it away when traveling. Moving on to the bottom area is this space for charging your AirPods. Now, the charging pads have no magnets underneath to align your AirPods, and the surface of the charging pad has a rubber finish to it for some anti-slip action. Simply place your AirPods on the charging pad and you are pretty much good to go. Now, a cool thing to know is with ESR's Halo Lock MagSafe system, you can actually attach your AirPods Pro directly on the Qi 2.2 wireless pad like such, with the fans turning on as well. Now, this is provided if you are using newer generation AirPods Pro that have magnets inside the case, and that's basically basically the three chargers that made up this Qi 2.2 25 watts 3-in-1 wireless charging station. Now let's talk about my user experience, the things I like and dislike, and my overall thoughts. Generally, the main function as a wireless charging performance definitely exceeded any of my expectations, solely from the charging speeds, as this is probably the fastest wireless charger with a built-in cooler that I have ever used. And the charging speeds were actually on par with wired charging, which will be shown later in the video. Now, as for the CryoBoost built-in fans at the back of the charger, it does help with reducing the thermals on the phone while charging, but the cooling performance is just okay. Now, we all know that wireless charging tends to generate a lot of heat through the induction of the coils at the back of the phone, and the heat, if not dissipated over time, degrades the phone's battery, especially when charging at higher temperatures. Now, as for the charging rates, I did some of my own real-world testing, charging my iPhone 17 Pro Max from 20% for 30 minutes to see how much did we get with reference to wired charging. With the newly released iPhone 17 Pro Max during the second day of launch, my phone's battery health is about 100% at about 38 cycles. And I think it is fair to say that this is a rather healthy phone with a 100% battery health. And so with the typical wired charging with a USB-C cable with a 65 watts charger at 20% battery was left to charge for about 30 minutes, and the battery went up about 69%, meaning that the output rate was about 18 to 27 watts. Now, after the test, I did touch the back of the screen as well as the front and find that they were just a tad bit warm. Now, with the ESR Qi2.2 wireless charger, the iPhone 17 Pro Max, again with only 20% battery life, and after 30 minutes of wireless charging, the battery percent went up to about 61% of charge, which is actually pretty impressive when comparing it to wired charging at about 8% more juice. And to be honest, this is a massive step forward when comparing it to older Qi wireless charging that were much slower and they generate a ton of heat. And speaking about heat, the phone's front and back were just a little bit warm and honestly felt almost the same as wired charging. Not trying to overpraise the cooling on the ESR's charger, as these are just fans at the back of the charger drawing away some heat. The noise level is not quite audible unless you really pay attention to it. Overall performs exceptionally well as a wireless charging station, and I'm pretty impressed with the overall performance. That being said, I was actually curious to see how much this thermal affects the charging rate. So I read another test with Telsin's magnetic phone cooler that literally is a cold plate, again with built-in fans, that has exceptional cooling effect for wireless charging your phone. And the results, starting from 20% battery life, after 30 minutes of charge, we got the battery charged up to about 36% battery life. But the back of the phone was icy cold and the screen was very chilled as well. The cooling on Telsin's charger actually utilizes Peltier thermoelectric cooling that performs way better than just regular fans. That being said, ESR's CryoBoost technology does get the job done, keeping the phone chill while fast charging your phone, and emphasizes on fast charging. Now let's talk about the things that I like and dislike about the wireless charger. Now, the two obvious things that I absolutely like is the fast charging as well as cryo boosting your phone. You get the fastest wireless charger in the market with considerations of keeping your phone cool, which in turn takes care of your phone's battery health. I also like that ESR actually included a 50 watts charging brick inside the box, which means you get to set this right up with the correct output charging speeds right out of the box. Now, with all of the good things said, the only thing that I kinda dislike is the fact that the stand is non-adjustable, as it is pretty much fixed to a particular angle. Now, for implementation's sake, take a look at Telsin's MagSafe phone cooler as well as Qshu's X40Q charger. Both attaches the phone magnetically and being able to adjust the angle of the stand for a better viewing angle of your phone. That being said, the Qi2.2 25 watts wireless charging rate with CryoBoost cooling is literally changing the way we charge our devices wirelessly. No more waiting for your iPhone to return to normal temperature during a charge, and you get to charge all the other everyday carry items wirelessly on a single charging unit. That being said, if you are interested in ESR's Qi2.2 CryoBoost 25 watts 3-in-1 wireless charging station, it's currently sold for $120 on ESR's website. For more information, consider checking out their website. They have a bunch of really innovative charging peripherals on their website, so be sure to check them out. And for those of you who are watching all the way to the end, I have a 25% discount code for you guys. Be sure to use my discount code CAN25ANY for a massive 25% off on all products listed on ESR ESR's official website. Once again, a huge shout out to ESR for sending over this product for a review. And that's basically it for the video. I hope you have found this video insightful. If you have any questions or things that you want me to test out, if you leave me a comment down below, we'll try to get back to you guys as soon as possible. As always, thank you all so much for tuning in. My name is Ken and I'll catch you all in the next one. Stay safe, peace out, and bye bye.